Kalal Wahala Yahobash, Shai Bash, Kakadash, double honors to the apostles and elders, all teachers and apostles in this truth, peace and salutations to the brothers on the four corners of this earth, pushing this word in truth and in sincerity, risking their lives, but also I never to do so. But I'm not to Zakiat on a short video, Shalom. Alright, so I already pull up here, you can play the video.
These apartment complexes will have everything that you need. Grocery store, daycare center, hair salons, you name it, it's going to be here. Doctors, you name it. So you really have no reason to go anywhere else. And as I said before in other posts, they want you comfortable being uncomfortable. Look at this project. I am actually on site at this facility, this new 15-minute city that they're building. And as I told you guys in a previous post, I own a trucking company, and my purpose of being here is that we deliver the lighting for this place. This is how I learned that this place actually existed. So these are the lights that I bring here every week, twice a week, for this monstrosity of a complex. So it's just not, I'm getting pictures from somebody else. This is actually a real place that I'm at. This is in Frisco, Texas. Now, 2 homes would be so expensive that you can't afford a home. And this is where you will end up at. A true 15-minute city with thousands of people on top of each other, paying what's equivalent to today's mortgage, thousands of dollars. Do you want this to be your final happiness?
You can only travel for 15 minutes, buy 3 items of clothing a year, fly just once every 3 years to Europe, and never eat meat again. That's part of the 15-minute city plan that sounds so great in the glossy brochures. I'm Dr. Rennie. I'm 3 driving days a year through traffic filters, plus 25 for the congestion zones. If you go over it, cameras catch you, the DVLA data is harnessed and IDs you, and fines hit your map.
Through technology and ability for consumers to measure their own carbon footprint. What does that mean? That's where are they traveling? How are they traveling? What are they eating? What are they consuming on the platform? So, individual carbon footprint tracker. Stay tuned. We don't have it operational yet. This is something that we're working on.
Something they're working on. Just like the what do you call it, the 15-minute cities. Something they was working on. They ain't have it ready yet, but they're ready in it. They're working on it, buddy. They're working on it, you know. They're working on it. Alright, let's see if I remember this precept on the top. I believe this was 6. It's not the one I'm looking for. But we go use it anyway, right? It said the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet they were drawn swords. Now you don't draw swords to show that you're at peace or that you love somebody. You draw swords to do what? To cut people asunder, you know what I mean? Damage people, bring hurt to people in the name of truth. Alright? Now, you know what he said? We could be able to measure everybody's individual carbon footprint, right? And the woman in the video before that was talking about, you know, how much meat you could eat meat once a year or fly to Europe or some shit. So the monitoring your movement, the things you consume, right? Because they say raising cattle as have some big thing to do with the so-called carbon emissions, right? I forget the whole rundown of it, right? But you can look it up. They say cattle and rare livestock does add to the greenhouse emissions, right? Nevertheless, you know what I mean? You're going to make it sound like it's a great thing. Is it going on the bike? Yeah, like it's a great thing that, you know, that they're going to be doing, right? It's drawing swords. The same way the woman described it. Yeah, all these things going to be happening, you know, in the glossy 15-minute city meaning what they should have put it to make it look phenomenal. Hey, yeah, doctors right here, thing right here. Yeah, the man's in the building. They're going to make owning a home so expensive, and hey, it already is. It already friggin' is, yo. You know what I mean? Most of us who grew up with parents, when like me per se, my mom used to rent. You know what I mean? My mom used to rent. And I currently rent in an apartment. You know? I don't own my own home. You know what I mean? The house I grew up in, I can't go back there no more. It's not a room for me. You know? Same way I can't go and buy a house. like I picking up a bag of flour or a bag of sugar or something. You know what I mean? That is impossible inside you. You know what I mean? That is not for me. That is not for me. That is not for me. You know? But just like Jake say, or the so-called Jake say in the beginning of the video, they make owning a home so expensive. Three clothes. You get to buy clothes 3 times a year. All that is the manufacturing of the clothes and the dyeing or whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? To cut down on so-called greenhouse emissions. They gonna make it look real good. They gonna make it sound phenomenal. As they always do everything. Right? But what the scriptures say here in verse 21, they were drawn swords. Right? His words were softer than oil. Yet were they drawn swords. You know what I mean? Yet were they drawn swords. You see the little quote that was on the screen in the middle the video, in the beginning of the video, sorry. So you will own nothing and be happy. So that Jake know what he was talking about. That Jake have a little sprinkle of knowledge. Yeah, watch, they look like you know the precepts, but you know what I mean? I don't think he know the truth, but he know more or less the agenda of the government. And that is 100% more than the average man. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, it's only this wisdom, you know what I mean? Could be disability and strength. And regardless of what you know the government is going to do, you can't stop it. You know what I mean? Jakes like them is the ones who will go and buy, you know what I mean, the sword, thinking they could defend themselves against Esau Edom. Not without Yahweh Shem Yahushai, right? Not without Yahweh Shem Yahushai. $64 1 6. Man, I was thinking 65. Alright, Psalm 64 and verse. I'll start from 1. It says, hear my voice, O power. In my prayer, preserve my life from the fear of the enemy. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity. What they those do? At the councils. Right? What they those at the councils? leaders commune and bring up new ways to complete their agenda. You know what I mean? To do wickedness, draconian laws. You know what I mean? How we implementing this, so on and so forth. When we doing this, you know. So that way, saying in terms hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity. Who wet their tongues? The word wet means to sharpen, right? Who wet their tongues like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. Right? The perfect being who? The elect of your Basham Yoshai, 144,000. You know, because we know we on the hit list. We know for a fact we done been there, done that. We know we on the hit list, bro. That is not no breaking news. Yesterday's news, as they say. Verse 5. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privily. They say, who shall see them? Yeah, that was talking about, right? The commune of laying snares privily, privately, behind closed doors. The G thing summit and this and that and the World Head meeting and all kind of shit. They want to label it as, you have a plethora of country coming, leaders of country coming to one specific country to hold a big meeting that nobody could view, nobody able to view. Or on the news, it's saying, yeah, when we talk about greenhouse emissions and, you know, getting certain medicines to this, changing infrastructure, all sorts of lovely BS. You know what I mean? Verse 6, they search out iniquities, they accomplish a diligent search with the inward thought of every one of them, and the heart is deep. The inward thoughts of every one of them, and the heart is deep. So just like the video I did with the AI generated viruses, you know, he don't say shit just for saying shit, or don't do things just for doing its sake. He don't say something. He don't say something. It is to assist his agenda. They do something at your bottom dollar. It's to help the agenda, their agenda. Sorry, right? That's the real consequence. There is a precept there. It says Matthew 24 and verse 8. All these are the beginning of sorrows. And there is the time they will live in, the beginning of sorrows. Right? This is that the one precept. That is the one precept. That is the one precept I wanted to bring up. All these are the beginning of sorrows, right? Because they're going to make it sound so beautiful, so phenomenal, right? So phenomenal. It's just the beginning of sorrows, bro. Second Ezra 16 and 21. Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth that they shall think themselves to be in good case. And even then shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. And they just things will be so cheap, right? It will be so easy, so readily accessible. You'll think in good keys. You could probably get a 10-piece chicken for $1.99 or some shit, because why? It's lab grown meat and the FDA approve it, so you go eat it. That shit's gonna fuck you up. I promise you. That will fuck you up. I promise you that. Ain't no way that consuming that normal. And niggas gonna buy it. By niggas I mean Jake. They gonna buy it. For sure. They going to spray on it. I promise you. But in the end of the verse, it says what? Even then shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. Right? And we know Esau either imagine that. Right? So he's going to use the sword, famine, and great confusion to do what? To try to bring it to completion. We know that is what he does, that is what he do. You know what I mean? One of the sayings is one never let a crisis go to waste. But we know that you're only doing that because why? Revelation 12 and 12, we bring it here. It say, therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he had but a short time. That is self-explanatory. It had no breakdown for that precept. Exactly what it says is exactly what it is. Alright? The signs of the times are blatant. The prophecies are being revealed, manifested. Right? Signs in the heavens. Like today, I believe is how much it is. I think it's six things going on with in the skies today. Eclipse, the planetary parade, something. It's between 3 and 6 or 3 or 6 or something. It's more than one thing going on today or tonight. I don't even know. You know what I mean? So there are signs being shown, both in the earth and on the earth. You know what I mean? That this kingdom is coming to a close. So the more Esau prepared to complete, be prepared to complete we race. You know, keep that in the back of your head, Akim. Right? So I hope this lesson was edified. I hope it's brought food for thought. I'm gonna be Akim watching or listening. Through the spirit and power of your Yahweh, Baal Shem Yahushai, Baal Shem Baradash. Until next time, Shalom.